whatever time I have left, I've got with me. Whatever energy I have, I don't know how long this body will cooperate with me. And he felt so urged to surrender to Krishna, and from that point he took sannyas and karmana manasa vacha. Body, mind and words, he simply used it in the service of Krishna and nothing else. Like a madman, he was chanting Krishna's name and roaming from village to another, one village to another, one to another, one to another. He was roaming, and whatever he gets from little big begging bowl, he eats that, and the rest of the time he chants, and people started insulting him. Very painful things are explained in the shloka. People were insulting him. They were beating him. They were spitting on his food. They were tying him to trees and whacking him with whips. People were they were screaming, he's a thief, he's a thief. Just wearing a sannyas dress and trying to cheat people, he's a thief. This man is going to kidnap ladies and children. He's a thief in the garb of sannyas. Beat him, catch him, throw him in the river. They tied him, beat, when whatever he was going to eat, they passed urine in that food. They spit, and Krishna is telling this to Uddhava. This is what happened to Avanti Brahmana. The more they were torturing him, he became such a wonderful person. He was simply surrendering to Krishna, and he was not reacting even 1%. So Prabhupada writes that whatever insult, in the purport it is written, whatever insult a Vaishnava gets, that is there in the first canto, Bhagavatam, 18th chapter and 48th shloka. Some 2-3 days back we explained. Whatever insult a Vaishnava gets, he never reacts for it. But if he sees somebody else is insulting Krishna or other Vaishnavas, he reacts. But when it comes to himself, he doesn't react. And the more they tortured, the pain turned inside. And it started becoming, he was surrendering. Every moment they were torturing, he was surrendering, simply surrendering more and more to Krishna. Blindly he was surrendering, praying and surrendering and praying and surrendering. And when he was not reacting, they were beating him more. And he was thinking, Krishna, thank you so much. I am burning off my karma so that my account will be zero. I will come back to you. And they were tortured. And the height of it, Bhagavatam says, some people chained him around the neck and started dragging him like a pet animal. Like people have their pet dogs and pet cats, and they have a rope around its neck and take it for walking and all. Even for cats, they don't put that neck collar. Only for dogs, they put neck collar. So these people, just to insult Avanti Brahmana, they wrapped that neck thing, chained him around the neck, and like pet animal, they were dragging him and going from one place to another. And like an animal, he simply followed. And the next few shlokas are called Bhikshu Gita. He sang, out of great realization, he sang this. Nayam jano me sukadukka hetur na devatatma graha karma khala manaparam karanamamananti samsara chakram parivartayetya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 23, chapter number 23 and shloka number 42. 11th canto, chapter number 23 and shloka number 42. This shloka is given as during Sannyas Diksha, even in ISKCON. This is the shloka is given, and they were asked to chant this shloka, pray and study the shloka and things like that. This was a great, and this is called Bhikshu Gita. People were torturing, beating him, pulling him with chain, taking from on, insulting him. And they were kicking off his food, not allowing. And he was simply singing the song and going from one place to another. Nobody is reason for this pain. Not these people, not my birth, not devas, not my body, not time, not my family. Manaparam karanamamananti. My mind is the cause for my miseries. Samsara chakram parivartayetyat. My mind is the reason for everything. And because of that, I take birth again and again and again in this material world. I don't want to blame these people. I don't want to blame devatas. I don't want to blame my body. He's not even blaming his body. I'm not blaming my family. I'm not blaming time. Nag devata atma graha karma kalaha manaparam karanamamananti samsara chakram parivartayetyat. Mind is the reason, mind is the reason, mind is the reason. And next few shlokas beautifully explains how mind is the reason. So in this way, he was singing and singing and singing and singing. And Krishna says beautifully to Uddhava, Uddhava, I love Avanti Brahmana so much. And finally, he came and took my shelter and he came back to me. So in this way, Avanti Brahmana took shelter of Krishna and went back to Godhead. So it is a great correction. It's to do with mind. Video working? Huh? Okay. So mind is the reason for everything. And in Vaishnava Sampradaya, there is a great book written called Sri Krishna Vilasam. Like our Goswami's book, this is a book about Krishna. It's available in Vrindavan, but not from our Sampradaya, some other Sampradaya. Great Vaishnav Babaji, a great Vaishnav Sadhu has written a book called Krishna Vilasa, all pastimes of Krishna. But this Sanskrit shloka book is incomplete. It's incomplete. A beautiful story about this sannyasi, this sadhu is there. This book is incomplete. When he was a young Gurukula boy, he was studying under his spiritual master. And every day spiritual master used to scold him left, right, center for everything, small, whether he does right or wrong. Spiritual master used to simply scold him and scold him and scold him and scold him in front of others. What happened? Slowly the disciple starts hating his guru. Why is my guru all the time scolding? And he felt very badly insulted, always getting scolded in front of his friends. So one day in the night, he took a huge boulder of rock, big rock. Then he climbed on the ashram. His whole plan was open the tiles, remove the tiles and drop the rock on Guru's head and kill him. Because Guru is insulting him so much. He took a huge piece of rock and started climbing the ashram roof, and he removed the tiles. Then he was holding the rock exactly above Guru's head and he wants to drop it. At the time, Guru Patni, Guru's wife, Guru Mata, she is asking, why are you scolding this boy all the time? What mistake has he done? He's such a wonderful boy, doing everything perfectly, and why are you blindly scolding him every day? Then Guru says, he is my favorite disciple. I love him so much. He is very, very dear to me. He is my favorite disciple. And any stone which is not ready to get the chisel of the sculpture will never turn into a beautiful ornated figure. So the more stone gets beatings, it turns into a beautiful statue or whatever it is. So I am correcting, I am making him the future Acharya. So when this disciple heard this standing on the roof holding the rock, actually his eyes got filled with tears. He felt very bad. Then from the next day, a beautiful correction happened. Whenever his guru scolds him, he became very happy internally. See what a beautiful thing. Just the previous day he was hating his guru, but now when he understood the truth, when Guru is scolding him, he became so happy because he knows the Guru scolding is for my betterment. And if someday Guru doesn't scold him, he used to feel that he has missed something out. And he enjoyed this tiny correction, that is all. It's a tiny correction. If I know what is going to happen and it's good for me and there is a lesson behind this challenge, I will start loving the challenge. I know. See, in the games children play, in the computer games, the games are becoming tougher and tougher. Once you cross the level 1, then it's tougher. 2, tougher 1, 3, even tougher 4. It's hard 5. But still the kid goes on and on and on. Why? After every challenge he wins, he gets points. Extra point. He gets gift. He gets point. He is delivered. He gets extra weapons, equipments. He can use it. Because he knows if I win, I will get this. That is all. That is the inspiration for the kid to play the games. And you can see nowadays kids with the phone and computer games, they can even spend one full day because he gets appreciation. He gets the result. At every game he gets the result. In the same way, every challenge in the life has got a hidden lesson for me. I'm going to raise one step ahead after the game. So what is wrong? We will love to have those games in life. Challenges in life. We will have it and we will go further ahead and ahead. Right.